3rd and 7 to start the fourth. Roger Saffold back in. And Allen hangs in, throws it deep. Davis is open. Gabe Davis brought it in to the 6-yard line.
Stopped him here tonight.
3rd and 4. Allen stepping up and now floating it downfield, and Diggs is behind the secondary. Stumbles, but brings it in. Buffalo touchdown.
At the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and long, they will run it. And it is DeAndre Swift with a first down and more. Down inside.
Week 1 victory for Pittsburgh surprised everybody walking into Orchard Park and getting the win. Burrow fires, intercepted, picked off at a pick 6. Micah Fitzpatrick is an absolute ball hawk.
That's what he wants to feed off of, and it helps him call the game better.
3rd down and 1 as Taysom Hill took the snap. First down and a lot more. Still on his feet. Inside the 20. Down the sideline.
This drive continues for Cincinnati out near the 45. Burrow, deep drop. Burrow hit as he throws. Popped up in the air and
5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Flacco, another deep shot is picked off. Marcus Williams inside the 30. Williams cuts it back at the 20, and Flacco.
Well, it's just being able to finish off these drives.
On 2nd and 10. On the blitz. Loose ball. Inside the 5. To the end zone. Touchdown Dolphins.
New set of downs from the 41 of Cincinnati. Play fake. Trubisky floats it outside. Zach Gentry. Big Zach Gentry breaks free. In
1st and 15 for Miami. That pass down the side. It is grabbed by Tyreek Hill.
Steelers crowd the line. Need a yard. A lot more than that. Foot race. Joe Mixon inside.
Good protection for Jalen Hurts, who takes a shot, and he's got A.J. Brown inside the 10.
And now it's on Matt Ryan. He brings in accountability, but they're not having a lot of success.
And a flea flicker right out of the gate. He's got a wide open Cooks. He's there inside the 35-yard line.
Only running back out there here is the fullback use check. Here's a shot. They've got Jennings. Jawan Jennings gets behind. So 3rd down and long. A twist up front, able to collapse the pocket. Fields keeps it alive. Has a wide open Pettis. And now Pettis down the sideline and in. Improvisation and a touchdown from 50.
Coming off an injury, tearing his Achilles week 16 against the Jets, and has worked his way back. Fake to him. Lawrence. Deep for Christian Kirk. He's got it inside the 20 of Washington.
Raven-type runs. One by Davis and the other one by Kenyon Drake.
Lamar winding up, going deep for Bateman. He's got him! Touchdown!
And then really on the key downs, those critical downs, it's been the defense that's been able to make the play over the offense.
Jones coming deep on this side of the field, and he's got a man open. That's complete. 180%.
Mayfield backpedaling, wide open is his man, Anderson.
27-yard gain, only the 2nd catch for Thomas. Again, an injury-plagued season last year. He only got into 6 games. Wentz, deep drop, pressure on, gets rid of it. Sideline throw. He's got Terry McLaurin, and that's a Washington Commander touchdown. Well, Carson and Wentz and McLaurin spent a lot of time together as ETN shakes loose. It's still going. All the way into...
No timeouts. Trailing by 2. Winston with loads of time. Fires downfield, and Landry makes a spectacular.
I think the ball's going to Jamar Chase.
4 seconds left. Burrow dials it up. Touchdown! Trying to complete the route. McPherson, it's blocked! What a turn of events! Micah Fitzpatrick A slow snap, and the whole operation took too long.
Makes a nice tackle there, nice stick.
Third and short. Goff up in the air. It is caught! Touchdown!
Third down, 8, big test for the young Jacksonville defense. They do bring extra pressure, and Wentz is protected for the end zone. And Dotson, he holds it in. It's a touchdown, Commanders!
Burrow. Pump. Burrow tosses. Caught!
First and 10. Moving up nicely. Getting away from Billings. Downfield.
That he was going to allow Kirk Cousins to get up there in this sort of up-tempo style offense. One-word plays and just snap it and go.
Fake. Pressure, steps away. Cousins loading up. Lofting it deep. Jefferson, he's got it! Inside the 20, taken down inside the 15.
Second straight start for the Giants inside the 10. And on first down, Saquon Barkley to the sideline. Barkley tiptoeing down the sideline, and here comes the speed. Barkley shoved out of bounds near the...
Block those guys. It's blocking Jeffrey Simmons. It's blocking the base front seven.
Open, Shepard all alone. Shepard breaks a tackle, and into the end zone, Sterling Shepard.
So far early in this season, they've been struggling.
Jones, good hole. Aaron Jones has a first down and still going. Jones with a stiff arm and run into Minnesota.
Josh Wells and take his shots.
Wells, the backup is in. Brady, deep shot downfield for Julio. Jones at the 30. First and goal from the 5. Brady. Evans. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown.
Fake it to Williams. Wilson flips it, and what a catch by Andrew Beck. Wilson floats it. There's Judy. Pass caught. Judy still going. Down inside the 20. And touchdown Denver Broncos.
Final minute of the quarter on a second down and 3. Good protection. Going deep downfield. And a battle is won. Final minute of the quarter on a second down and 3. Good protection. Going deep downfield. And a battle is won there with a flag thrown by Mike Williams. Chargers have had the ball for 5 minutes. This is the 11th play of this drive. To the end zone he goes. And can he one-handed in the end zone to Mike Williams in his place. Third and 10. This time they send an extra man. Mahomes gets away to the end zone. Caught! Watson, touchdown.
Nobody's there to slow him down. Picks up that momentum. Big guy to bring down.
Again, quick tempo and picked off at the 1-yard line. That is Watson out in front. Snead to protect him as well. All the way for the touchdown. Can he keep it alive? Fires it. Caught! Inside the...
And the Ravens, and away we go from Maryland. Duvernay will bring it out. Got a block from Hill. He's got a lead blocker on the way. Chased by the kicker. Getting a block from Harrison. All the way he goes. 103 yards.
Lions start from the 43. Here's Swift. And Swift breaks free inside the 30. Finally taken down. Tagovailoa, Armstead a block. And he's got the receiver. Buckle up, hold on to your hands. Here comes Waddle. What a block downfield by Ingold.
That he does a great job of picking his spots in the secondary. Robinson bursts inside the 30, inside the 20, middle of the field, one man to beat. He goes. Touchdown Jaguars. 37 yards.
Duvernay in motion with the shotgun to Jackson on 1st and 10. Oh, and he's got Bateman after the races. Chased by Holland. Chased on the play by Howard. And there he goes. Touchdown!
Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. We're down to 30 seconds to go. Jones, step, dials up, deep ball. Oh, what a catch! Nelson Aguilar, spectacular! Touchdown, New England.
So it cut Waddle's route short as a big 3rd down here.
3rd and 13 and to the end zone. Gesicki, touchdown! What a catch! Woo, 14-yard snare.
From the 25-yard line, some trickery from the Lions as St. Brown takes it down the sideline. Well, that's exactly what this Detroit offense needed.
Boy, did they need that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, excuse me.
3rd down at 15. Goff's pass caught by Swift. And Swift will take it all the way for a Lions score. 8 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage for the Dolphins.
3rd down 2. It's Jackson. Oh my gosh, here he goes. He'll sprint. He's being chased by Howard. Looking behind. You can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown.
There's a fake. Pressure up the middle. Winston, there he goes. Going deep. Down the field. Intercepted. Jamel Dean with a terrific pick. They listened to you, Greg Olsen, but the Bucs denied it.
Carolina drive begins from the 25-yard line. Christian McCaffrey has a hole, has a 1st down. Christian McCaffrey breaks free. Finally busts one loose. 49 yards inside the New York 25.
See again, both backers on the edge showing brilliance.
It's blocked. Brady looking, firing, going deep for the end zone. It's caught for the touchdown. Rashad Perriman.
He knows that short slant is Michael Thomas's route.
Winston again. Just firing now, and it's picked off again. Mike Edwards has it. Edwards looking for the end zone. 1 man to beat. And Edwards is going to go for the touchdown.
16 times. He's caught 9. 3rd and 10. Tua going deep. Oh, he's got Hill. He's got Hill. That is 6. Tagovailoa, blocked by Armstead. Going, he's got him! He's got him! Tyreek Hill! And the Dolphins have come back! 60 yards!
Here he is, trying to make a man miss in space, and Taylor, and does, and has the 1st down. And Deebo Samuel is inside the 20.
Got a 2nd and 10 instead in the final minute of the 1st quarter. They toss it. Pollard. Pollard finds an opening. Pollard inside the 20. And Pollard down. Is he across? Touchdown, Dallas.
Another chip shot try. From 20, and it's blocked. That's a live ball into the hands of Mike Jackson. And he gets past Wisnowski. Tariq Woolen comes up huge. The rookie with the block. And Mike Jackson with his 1st NFL touchdown. And that has turned the game around, perhaps.
And run the football. He is their best weapon.
Murray going to throw it. This side of the field it is. 2nd and 10, quick pass outside, and that is complete. That is Moreau, and Moreau fighting for yardage. The ball is loose again. Picked up by the Cardinals. This is Byron Murphy to the end zone for the touchdown and the win.
Second down and 8 for the Eagles at their own 47. Good protection again, launched downfield. Watkins wide open, touchdown.
I told you, Steve, I think he's an important part of their offense. They're all the different ways that they use him.
The Swiss Army knife deal. Here's Allen on 2nd and 10. Stepping up into the logo and throwing. He's got Diggs wide open. It's caught. Touchdown. 46-yard strike. Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs.
Hurts keeps around the edge and bends it back down, fighting for the end zone. What a run! Touchdown Philadelphia. Second of the night for Hurts.
He looks in the mirror and he sees a 230-pound running back. I mean, he's that kind of guy.
2nd and 3. Trubisky on the move down the sideline and reaching up for it is George Pickens, and he hauls it in.
Rookie on rookie, and what a catch with the right hand by George Pickens. This is a guy that's known when he was in college at Georgia. Vertical, stretch the defense, make play.
That's what made the Bengals great last year. That's what they will do again this season. No tentativeness. Final seconds of the first quarter. Burrow on time. Tyler Boyd breaks away, and now it's a foot race. Boyd will take it for the touchdown. Cincinnati gets the score at the end of the first quarter. 56 yards. A catch and run for Boyd.
Given a huge relief for this offense coming off the goal line.
And they're going tempo again, and that means A.J. Brown's going to go up against Fuller and bring it down in Washington territory. This is what A.J. Brown has done in his first 3 games with his old buddy Jalen Hurts. Taking a shot deep to the rookie, and he makes the catch. Chris Olave getting it done for the Saints down inside the 15-yard line. It's Hurts. It's a deep ball. Looking for Devante Smith. What a catch! Inside the 5.
Running the football, because I do think it gives them opportunity for bootlegs and play action.
Jones wants Parker. He goes up and gets it. Even with his jersey getting...
It's Herbert on first down. He's got some room. Big hole for Herbert. Herbert into Houston territory. And Herbert is finally taken down. Baker double clutches, then gets rid of it. Laviska Shenault with some room. Laviska Shenault, the former Jaguar, scores on the biggest play of the game for the Panthers. 67 yards.
3rd and 22. They need the 30. Time. Deep. Oh, he's got Waddle inside the 10 to the 7. 45 yards.
Starting to rain at Soldier Field on 3rd and 1. Mills pass deflected, intercepted. Roquan Smith, and Mills makes the tackle. With 105 receiving yards after not having a catch coming into the game. Jameis into the end zone, caught. Are you serious? Marquez Callaway just snagged that out of the air.
Carr on 4th down, steps up and fires, and it is Hollins. Mac Hollins at the Titans' 25-yard line makes the catch.
You want to attack a defense, you've got to be able to keep them off balance, and they haven't been able to do that here to this defense.
So he's going to load up and throw down the middle of the field, and it is caught.
Watch the hard count.
On 4th and 1. Robinson, left side, has the first down, and there he goes. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Jacksonville.
They are moving that clock. Here is Hurts to the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown by Devante Smith on a contested attempt.
Smith fires, end zone. Metcalf! That's a Seahawk touchdown!
Play clock near 1. Corner of the end zone. Lamb. One-handed try. He got it. Touchdown, Lamb. What a catch.
Burrow is 8 of 15, barely over 50%. Goes deep down the left sideline, and that's caught. That's T. Higgins to the end zone. Second down and 10. Pressure from the outside, picked off at the 9-yard line. Von Bell, his second of the game. And the run back is into Miami territory.